So I got some good news, bro.
What's that?
Everything Electric is back.
Everything Electric. Is that the one that was fully charged live last year?
That is correct.
I had a great time.
So did I. That's actually what started this YouTube channel.
Exactly.
So maybe we should tell everybody what we saw there and what to expect and what the costs are and stuff.
All right, let's talk about it.
Hey, I'm Colin.
And I'm Chris.
And you're watching Amped Up Sibs. So I think we should let everybody know where and when it is this year. So
you're right.
People should have an idea. So it is actually called Everything Electric Show now. They've changed it from Fully Charged Live. It's in the Vancouver Conference Center, downtown Vancouver. Yeah, same place. 3 dates is $49. If you want to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is September 6th, 7th, and 8th. And if you only can make it like us for the 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, it is $42 for the weekend.
That's great. That's super cheap. Have you bought the tickets yet?
I've got the tickets already.
Excellent. Remind me to pay you back.
Oh, I will remember.
So, who's going to be there?
Well, who was there last year?
Okay, I remember the host, Robert.
Yep, he's the one who owns Fully Charged.
Yep,
YouTube.
Yep. Sandy Munro was there.
Yep.
He was part of a lot of the panels as well, and he did a bit of. I saw him talking about the Edison car, which we'll talk about later.
Yep, for his own YouTube channel, of course. Yeah,
exactly.
There was Ricky from Bit da Vinci.
Yep.
He's the that engineer that does YouTube as well, but he knows a fair bit of electric stuff going on.
One fellow that you told me about as we were driving down was Matt Ferrell, Undecided.
With Matt Ferrell, yeah. I like his stuff. He's fully into the electric stuff, and he's got a lot of information, and he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. All of these people you should definitely subscribe to if you're interested in this stuff.
Yeah, and they were there hosting the conference shows last year as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So hopefully they'll be back again this year.
Another one that I remember, Nikki Bloomfield was there.
Yep, from Transport Evolved.
And I remember she gave a lot of information. Just one of her sessions, which we'll talk about sessions later, but one of her sessions she talked about buying an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
And that was super interesting for me because I was, out with the old car, in with a new car.
Yep.
And we already know what car I've got, so we won't go there. But yeah, that was super helpful to view her session and just how do you buy a used vehicle, which I didn't end up doing. But how do you buy a used vehicle in this kind of newer market? You can't take it to a mechanic, really.
Unless they're trained in electric vehicles.
Exactly.
That's the thing is all the mechanics around here will have to get trained in electric to work on eventually.
So there's a lot of YouTube personalities there. Yeah. But there's also vendors.
Yes.
What do we have last year?
The first one which can't miss out is BC Hydro, as they are also the main sponsor.
Sponsor of it.
They invited Robert and his team from Fully Charged to host their live show in Vancouver last year. And they're, of course, hosting it again and sponsoring, so they'll be there.
Yep.
Then there was Envo and Easy EV.
Easy EV, yeah. And
they're the alternative mode of transportation.
Yeah, exactly. Bikes and unicycles. The
unicycle electric, which is really neat because it has a gyroscope that keeps itself balanced nicely there.
Yeah. Just a little an aside.
Yeah.
So in the area that I work, I found a free charger right by my place of work. And so in the morning I get to work and instead of parking in our parking lot, I park over at the free charger for a few hours. So I park there, but it's a 4 to 6 minute walk to my site. And so I've been looking at getting one of those unicycles. I think that would be so fun. Yep. Just stand on a unicycle and have it take me there. It could cut down my 5 minute walk down to 2.5 minutes. Not a lot, but
still. Be fun.
Yeah, it would be super fun.
Yep.
And even just cruising around town, park at another free charger, which I found in Vernon here, and just go around cruising.
Yeah, have fun.
Anyways, carrying on.
Next vendor would have been Blossom EV, which we talked about them on them.
Yeah.
There was the people that sold home chargers.
Home chargers, yeah. Wall power banks.
Yeah, like there was no Tesla, but there were
no Tesla,
there were for other
like
companies
that.
there. Yeah,
absolutely.
There was solar panels.
Yeah, solar panels. So I was talking about the home charger.
Yeah.
And you've been talking about getting solar panels and getting your Strata involved.
Yeah, considering I have a townhouse, so I have my own individual space that I could put them on as long as the Strata approves it, of course, which is still in the works on that. So a bit.
And another story. This thing is going to be filled with stories, apparently.
Yeah, it's all good.
About a month, 2 weeks ago, I'd say 2 weeks ago, I sent in a letter to my Strata proposing putting chargers in, whether in my carport or whether for the whole Strata. I came up with several proposals. They've said that they're interested, but I'm not going to go too far into it because I want to make a video of that in the process if somebody else wants to try this. But basically, they're interested, but there's some more steps. And so I'm just in the process of making some extra steps about that.
Yeah.
Anyways, carrying on with who was there.
And another vendor that I like, because I'm big into cars and stuff, was Fast Wheels. They make a whole selection of EV specific wheels that help with reduce the, I guess, the drag coefficient of the vehicle. So
EV efficient wheels and rims and such. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I think it was good.
Yeah, so there's many more vendors, many more people there. This video would be too long if we listed every single thing. These are just some of our personal highlights and ones we talked about and remembered. How about what did we do there?
Oh geez, well there was the live theaters.
The live theaters,
They had, of course, all the people we've talked about, YouTube people presenting information and having debates up there, and you had a chance to go up there with the questions, and ask questions, and they would give you pretty good answers onto what their knowledge was, and that. So it was actually really
from their
good.
Experiences, super interesting. That's where we learned, or I learned. I think you were with me about Bloomfield talking about how to buy a used vehicle,
used electric vehicle.
Exactly. So those are some of the topics: how to buy things. Are batteries economical? That was a big topic.
That was
and some of the answers surprised me. I'll be honest. I'm not going to give away any of the spoilers here, but some of the answers surprised me. You kind of go in there expecting everybody to say, "Yeah, let's do this electric all the way, drop everything else immediately."
But no, they actually they told you both pros and cons, and flat told you whether this is right or not. They were honest and right up to there. It was great.
So that was super handy.
And then of course,
I was just gonna say I'd like to see more of them this year.
Yes, that'd be good.
I'm gonna plan it out around the live theaters a little more. Anyways, carrying on.
There was, of course, my favorite, the test drives.
Test drives.
Of course, I took out personally the Polestar 2.
Polestar,
loved it. But there are other cars there. There for test drives. There was of course the Rivian. The Mach-E.
Mach-E was there.
There was the Ioniq, the Hyundai Ioniq. There was Volvo as well. They were
the Volvo.
It was there.
Exactly.
And then of course they had a separate section for the electric bicycles, electric monowheel that you wanted to try.
Yeah, so I can test this out before
you buy, because they're not cheap. They're not cheap.
Exactly. Exactly. You kind of got to know what you want and commit to it.
You got to be all in for that sort of thing.
So I remember walking around, and we were
basically the top level, some in the bottom.
Top level, a lot in the bottom.
Yeah, there was too.
Things you could get into, so you can actually go and view a lot of the vehicles. Most of which are accessible, so you can hop in, check it out. There's a couple that are releases that they aren't ready to have people sit in
yet, because they were like prototypes vehicles, like the ID Buzz.
ID Buzz, I was just about to say.
That was the prototype that
they let you walk through the back of it.
Yes, but not the front, because the front wasn't quite complete yet, and they didn't want you touching and messing with stuff on that.
Messing with stuff, BMW, of course.
They had 3 models there, I think.
They had 3 models. One of their I can't remember if their newest model you could go into or not, but either way, very cool.
They had most of those doors locked up on the BMW.
Yeah, the EV, one of the EV, the EV6, and then their newest one.
And the Hyundai Kona they had locked up as well.
That's right.
It was a brand new body style.
Yeah.
So they had it locked up, but you couldn't look at it.
So in a showroomy type place, they had the Hummer EV, and the Roadster. Of
course, the old classic Tesla, the very first Tesla.
You couldn't even touch those.
Couldn't get close to it because of its value and rarity.
Oh yeah. And all of the other main names were there, right? Your Ford and such.
And Genesis was
there. We've already covered Polestar because you test drove it. Volkswagen.
They had actually two Ferraris there that were electric. And Porsche.
Oh yeah.
The Taycan.
Yep. That was there.
That was there as well.
Yeah, so a lot of the mainstream kind of stuff was there.
Yeah. I didn't see anything from the besides Ford. I didn't see from the other two big automakers. Nothing from them at all. So I was a little disappointed in that. Thought they would at least try something.
Mind you, there was no Bolt or anything, of course.
No. But you think there would have been?
Well, possibly, but they're not making that anymore.
They did discontinue it this year. Last year, you could get a Bolt EV. I'm not sure what they're replacing
it with. They probably didn't come because they knew that was on the horizon.
Yeah, last year for it.
Yeah. So the last thing I remember seeing, I didn't take part, but it kind of brought out the youth in me. There's a little kids zone.
Yes.
So activities. I briefly glanced at it. Did you see what you could do?
A lot of it was just to do with little experiments and stuff on electrics and stuff, and give kids an understanding of what's coming up in the future and get their hands into it and maybe have some future engineers and stuff, right?
Yeah, super cool. I could imagine kids like playing with battery stuff.
Oh yeah.
They like making circuits.
Yeah. There's little science experiments. So they're trying to make it family focused and friendly so that even the kids could come and enjoy themselves
and have a good time. Yeah, it's not just for the adults and the stuff won't all go over their heads. Though, you know what? I was doing a gig playing trumpet, and I bumped into a student at the place I was gigging at, and they were super into electric vehicles, and a fairly young person, under 16, but just wealth of knowledge on all of the electric stuff coming up, the new technology. So they probably are more into it than I am, more into it than us.
Or maybe even have more information than we do.
They might even, you know what? They're a powerhouse of knowledge too.
That's
so
true.
don't discount them.
Yeah, no. We did also mention for showing was Edison.
The Edison,
the big logging truck that's actually a hybrid. It's a full electric, but has a diesel generator. But you can also put in hydrogen generator as well as a gasoline generator, and they have a few other options that can be done to alternatively to generate it so that it still runs fully on electric because it has almost unlimited torque. So for hauling stuff, it's an amazing truck.
It's super useful that way. What are we going to see? We don't know yet, but what do we want to see? All of what we just mentioned. Plus
Aptera.
Oh my goodness! I sure hope Aptera is there this year.
Yeah, that's what we have shares on, and we put our money down to purchase. So we're hoping to see those.
I'm hoping to see that.
We're hoping Cybertruck shows up this year.
I hope the Cybertruck shows up. Funny story, here in town, my brother saw the Cybertruck driving around. And then maybe a week ago, I saw the Cybertruck. I don't know if it's the same one or not, but I saw the Cybertruck driving around by the town I work in. So about a 45-minute drive away.
I think if it's the same vehicle, the driver's just driving around showing it off.
Oh, I would show it off. Absolutely.
Definitely.
When the Aptera, if I get the Aptera,
that's all I'll be doing.
I'm showing that off everywhere.
With a range of, we chose a 600-mile range. So that we go forever on charge. We go to Vancouver and almost back on a charge.
Exactly. So, plus the solar panel.
Solar panels, you get even
more
and get a little more juice.
That's probably for another video.
And something else hoping is Cal Tire and Nokian, because Nokian makes winter EV ready tires. So
we didn't have any tire. No, we had the rims.
We had the rims. We didn't have any tire manufacturer. So we're hoping that somebody like Cal Tire and who sells Nokian will present themselves there this year.
That would be really, really cool to see. That's all that's on my mind. I'm super stoked to go on the 6th.
And
well, we're going to leave on the 6th, so we'll arrive on the 7th
and 8th.
We've already bought our tickets. We'll book our hotels and such.
Make sure you book your hotels in advance, because downtown, being around Vancouver, it's going to get busy.
And last year, 17,000 people attended this thing?
Yep. And this year they're trying for 25,000.
If you're trying for 25,000, it's going to be busy. Carpool only.
I would.
We're planning actually to to find a hotel fairly far away, and then
Uber it, or take the SkyTrain.
SkyTrain transport in. It was hard to drive around town. I remember.
Yeah, we walked everywhere. Yeah,
everywhere. Which reminds me, with that many people, we found it a little difficult to find a seat for breakfast, supper, lunches, etc. So be prepared. Plan ahead. Bring some food, maybe, or just be prepared for that extra 45-minute, hour-long wait time for a seat at.
Or you have to buy it and then stand there and eat standing as well, like we did a couple of times.
Yeah, we did a lot of buying and eating and walking, which worked well for us. We liked it.
Yeah, as long as you just don't get food in the vehicles that you're testing. I don't think they'd be too appreciative.
They wouldn't be too thrilled on that. Anyways, that's all I've got for you.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Hope to see you at the show.
Yeah, catch you later, eh?